Have you ever been singing and as you're going up the scale, and then it stops? You just get a bunch of air. So there are two reasons why your voice would cut out as you sing higher. The first reason is a very dangerous reason. It is that there are little bumps on your vocal cords which can turn into nodules if you don't start singing correctly. The way you get nodules, there's two main ways. One way is smoke. Yeah, smoke, and then eventually, as you continue to clear your throat, your vocal cords will end up becoming inflamed, and over time that inflammation will turn into something calloused. And so if you smoke, you're just asking for nodules. I mean, why would you want to sing and smoke? You can sure name a bunch of artists that sing and smoke and tell me how great they are. I really don't want to hear it. At the end of the day, smoking damages your instrument. Okay, so that's one way to get nodules. The other way to get nodules is by singing incorrectly. Your voice is made out of air and muscle. If you have too much air and not enough muscle, you can get vocal blowout. If you have too much muscle, not enough air, you can get vocal blowout. Okay, so you want to balance the air and muscle. That's why singers do exercises like and mum, 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 because your chords do something different as you go up the scale. When I am singing, if these were my two chords, when I'm singing in my chest voice, I'm using all my chords. But as I go up, now I'm using a third of my chord. I'm using all my chord. What happens is sometimes when people sing, they put too much air in their chords and they have issues, they have problems, they have imbalances in the voice. And this can lead to damage. Or they try to push through their mix. Right? If I push, I'm going to get nodules. So don't push through your mix. Do the right kind of vocal exercises. There are great vocal exercises in my Practicing Core Vocal Power CD that will ensure your safety, because you have to make sure you have a relaxed neck, jaw, and tongue. So put your fingers right here real quick and just tell me, I'm not going to be able to hear you, but I will psychically, but tell me, does this hurt right here when you push this? If it does, that means you have a problem. Don't get too stressed out. There's over 256 moving parts right here. This is the most complex joint in the body. It's bound to have some drama. Okay, but just breathe in. On the exhale, just rub this area. Doesn't that feel kind of good? Do it again. Breathe in. And then imagine orange light or yellow light going into your, yeah. And then yawning. Oh, that's great. I always tell my students, they can yawn as much as they want when they're here, because not only does that open up everything, but it resets your chords, okay? It's good for your voice. If you voice your yawn, while you're yawning, that's good for your voice. Remember that. There's another reason why your voice would cut out as you're going up the scale. It just cuts out. Why does it do that? And then it comes back. Right? What's that all about? It sounds crazy. It's about phlegm. What do you do when you have phlegm in your throat, and how do you get rid of it? Well, first off, you want to take a look at your diet, because a number of things can cause phlegm. Number one, dairy. We all know dairy, which includes cheese. Doesn't necessarily include eggs. So eggs don't always give you a bad voice. Okay, the other thing to avoid, chocolate. The caffeine will dry out your cords. Tea will also dry out your cords if there's caffeine in it. Of course, coffee, especially if you want to add stuff to the coffee like dairy, right? Any of that stuff. Cream, basically all the yummy stuff. A few things that most singers don't know about that can actually create phlegm in your throat are white flour. What do you know? Yeah, I used to tell singers this like years ago, and they look at me like I was nuts, and now everyone knows gluten can be bad for you. People are developing gluten sensitivities, and that's because gluten is the stuff that makes things stick together. So if you have wheat, especially white flour, any kind of wheat that can interfere. A lot of people can't digest that properly, and they end up getting phlegmy. Okay? Stay away from sugar, stay away from soda, right? What can you have? Oh my gosh, you can have water, yum, with a little bit of lemon and a little bit of cucumber, organic of course. Yeah, don't be eating those lemons that aren't organic because the rind is filthy. Make sure if you do have a lemon that's not organic, wash the heck out of that stuff before you go putting it in your water. You know how you go to a restaurant and you get water with lemon in it? Gross. You can also drink herbal tea. Oh my gosh, I got this peach raspberry herbal tea that's amazing. It's organic, yum, mint, chamomile, all that stuff's great for your throat as long as there's not caffeine in it. Okay, so that's kind of looks after what to drink. Of course, make sure your drinks are not too cold. Don't put ice in them, and not too hot. So if you do tea, make sure it cools off a little bit because anything too hot or too cold on your little cords can put them into shock, especially ice cubes. Stay away from ice. Stay away from ice cream. I should even have to mention that. Okay, but getting to what you can eat, right? So you can eat that. You can eat vegetables. Kale is amazing for the voice. How do I know this? Because I've done it. Kale can get rid of phlegm. It's kind of like a detox. It has a ton of iron in it, and it has a ton of protein in it. Who knew, right? Anything green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale, red lettuce, chard. I could just go on and on. My mouth's starting to water. I'm getting hungry. Doesn't that sound good? Celery is amazing. Carrots, fine, yeah, whatever. If you're going to eat meat, just make sure it's like, if you're going to eat beef, make sure it's hormone free, make sure it's grass fed. If you're going to eat chicken, make sure it's hormone free, organic. You know, try to eat, if you're going to eat meat, eat meats that aren't going to carry toxins in them because toxins create phlegm because they try to get out of the body. And what happens? I have to clear my throat. So if you really want to be a singer that has a powerful voice, then you have to look after what you put into your instrument, which is you, right? All of you. And so hopefully this video has been helpful in helping you understand the two main things that can create a problem in your voice. Number one, it's nodules, and number two, it's phlegm. Remember, I teach Skype lessons, so if you want to work with me, I teach all over the world. All you need is your computer with a camera. Feel free to email us at lessons@corevocalpower.com or lessons@dotsvoicestudios.com. I'm Vocal Empowerment Coach Todman. And remember, empowered singing is more than just hitting all the right notes.